Why don't y'all take a look at that sign up there? See what it says? Cash for your home? You know what that is? It's a billboard. What are y'all, Amos and Andy? Are you stepping and he's fetching? I'm talking about the message, what it stands for. It's called gentrification. It's what happens when the property value of a certain area is brought down. Huh? You listening? Yeah. They bring the property value down. They can buy the land at a lower price. Then they move all the people out, raise the property value, and sell it at a profit. Now, what we need to do is we need to keep everything in our neighborhood, everything, black.
We began our investigation on gentrification in the neighborhood known as Brookland in Northeast DC. Brookland is home to the Catholic University of America, the National Shrine, Dance Place, and the Monroe Street Market. The Monroe Street Market was our first stop. A new development built in 2014, the market hosts a myriad of urban bars and restaurants, as well as apartments that sit over the storefronts.
Brookland Manor is a Section 8 housing development which is home to approximately 1,200 low-income residents. The apartments sit just 2 miles from campus. According to NPR, the landlord has noticeably increased evictions as the owners prepare to redevelop for young professionals soon moving into the area.
Neighborhoods in DC underwent dramatic changes during the late 1990s and 2000s, including increased property values and demographic shifts often associated with gentrification. Gentrification in these neighborhoods brought with it an increase in the total number of businesses.
We interviewed Sherry, who has been a resident in Brookland for 10 years.
What has changed, like the residents and how expensive things have gotten and all those kind of things? How's it changed?
The housing prices have gone. They were way up, then they fell down in the 2008 crisis, and now they're back up again, and they're even higher. It used to be pretty much a black neighborhood. Now there's a lot more young white people, true professional types. Yeah.
All right. And do you have any comments on like how it's has it affected you at all? Like some store that you used to go to, or some areas you used to go to that you do or don't go to anymore?
We have a little bit more restaurants now.
You have a lot more
especially
restaurants.
with all this thing over by the university, like with busboys and bullets and all that stuff. We never had any of that before. We have a lot of those takeout hot wings and Chinese food. Yeah. So that is an improvement as far as I'm concerned. I don't think it's any safer than it was. I still would be concerned to walk around at night by myself. It's dark. I'm a woman, an old woman. I make a good target. But I feel completely comfortable during the day. Oh, you know, another thing that's happened that is great. The DC government has developed the rec center. And now we have that beautiful park for the kids that has the water. There's a lot more facilities like that. That's really nice. That's really good for the neighborhood. And also that little school that's handled by the rec center has been completely redone.
According to the Washington Post, the median income in DC for 2015 was $75,628. This shows a 5.5% increase in the last year and is the highest median income in the United States, with the national average being $56,500. This demonstrates a clear change in the demographics in the DC area. With an increase in wealth comes an increase in the cost of living. We also interviewed Austin, who is a new resident in the Brookland area, only having lived there for 7 months.
And what drew you to this area? Was it work or someone told you about this area?
This area in particular? We had a friend that used to live in these apartments here.
Okay. And have you always lived in like a city area?
No.
Okay. And do you have comments on like the costs of living here? Like anything about like the
Although Austin hasn't lived here for long, he also had comments on the cost of living in the area.
I mean, the cost of living is going up crazy.
Our next stop was Rhode Island Avenue.
The rise of the property tax in some areas in DC can be seen as a sign of gentrification. According to the Urban Affairs Review Journal, there may be a clear connection between the increase in property value and the forced vacation of longtime residents. First, the price of homes in a neighborhood increases. Then, an assessor records the increase in the value of the home. After this, the owner's property tax bill increases. Then, owners sell the home and moves out because they can no longer afford the cost of living.
This connection may seem clear, but many assumptions are made in the process. It is assumed that as the market value increases, so does the property tax. But property tax assessment limitations are put in place to allow residential property to be reassessed at the time of sale and cap the rate at which the tax increases. We are also assuming that property tax rates will remain constant in the face of rising tax assessments. But property tax levy limitation requires local officials to decrease the property tax when the rates get too high. We then went to the Navy Yard, which is home to the Washington Nationals ballpark.
Public transportation is a large part of city life and is sometimes required by residents to get to school or work. The WMATA, or the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, provided fare prices for both the Metro Rail and the Metro Bus from 1975 to 2014. A significant rise in both prices is seen over time, and although this is not directly related to gentrification, the steady increase contributes to the overall cost of living since it is the primary mode of transportation for the city's residents. This can make getting around the city unaffordable for some. The Navy Yard, in particular, is a good example of an area experiencing large amounts of construction and renovations. The construction aspect of gentrification can be seen throughout the entire neighborhood, and although it may not directly cause gentrification, the potential of construction serves as a catalyst for it. In order to make space for the new developments, those of lower income are pushed out.
These transformation shots were all taken around 1st Street, M Street, and the Nationals ballpark. Gentrification improves the general landscape, quality, and safeness of neighborhoods, but at the cost of destroying the pre-existing communities. The idea of providing better schools, healthier stores, and safer housing is a positive one, but the process by which these improvements are made undermines the importance of the lives that are already established there. Gentrification perpetuates poverty by pushing the poor out of their homes and renovating them to accommodate the middle and upper classes. Many times this aggravates the racial divides between the minority and white, which further cements the minority's low socioeconomic status. The dramatic drop of the poverty rate and increase in the average income of DC demonstrates only a shift and not elimination of poverty. The surrounding cities in Maryland and Virginia are becoming home to these low-income residents unless they are put out on the streets, which is also very common. Instead of helping to improve the lives of the impoverished, we are displacing the community one by one.